My name is Keith Matillo with MemphisBestBBQ.com, and today we are standing in the back of the house at Elwood Shack. This is Tim Bednarski.
Howdy, Memphis.
And we are looking at some of the best barbecue restaurants in Memphis, Tennessee, and this is our first review. I had to go to Elwood to give it a shot. So, Tim, tell us a little bit about how you got started here.
I've been in the restaurant business all my life. I've been involved in every aspect in the corporate world. But about, I guess it'll be 7 years ago this fall, I decided to open my own restaurant. I really wanted to do the barbecue thing. I started the barbecue team with a good friend, Cannon Parkinson, called Pigs in Space Barbecue, where we competed in Memphis in May. We have been going on our 15th year this past year, but outstanding group. But all the recipes and the dry rubs and the barbecue sauces that we serve here at Elwood Shack were developed on that barbecue team.
That's awesome. So I understand you have a new sandwich that came out this week as well.
Yeah, we have a wonderful certified Angus smoked prime rib sandwich, which is excellent. We take 6 ounces of prime rib, lettuce, tomato, creamy horseradish, and serve it on a Kaiser roll with provolone and cheddar. And I'll put it up against any sandwich in the city.
So what internal temperature are you going for?
Inside of it, to be honest, I'm looking for mid-rare, so probably around 130, somewhere in that range.
That's awesome. Now, so just so you know, Elwood Shack is not technically a barbecue restaurant. They serve the gambit. They have pizza, they have tacos. The thing that hooked me was the brisket quesadilla. Okay, my cousin Brent and Allen turned me on this place about 6 years ago, and we ate here, and then we just kept coming back. Whenever the family says, hey, let's go to Elwood's, no one ever says no, right? And typically I will get the brisket taco, or the brisket quesadilla. So what inspired that as far as doing the tacos and that, and including barbecue in it?
Well, brisket, I'm from Texas, and I've always been a big brisket fan, and there's not anybody in the city. There's a few people that do a good job, but most people do a horrible job. We'll take a certified Angus brisket, we put the seasoning on it for 24 hours, and then we'll smoke it. We put it on at about 9 o'clock every night, and then the following morning at 6 a.m. we pull it off the smoker, and then we braise it in Guinness stout for 4 hours before lunch, and then we'll slice it.
And I'm telling you, it is heavenly. It's heavenly. So tell me about how Elwood's came about.
The name is an old family name. I had an old uncle, actually a great uncle, that was known as a great cook and a wild guy, and had a family member that said that'd be a great name for a restaurant. It was kind of like family folklore for quite some time, and finally I just did it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So a lot of people think, oh man, I cook great barbecue, I should start a barbecue restaurant. What would you tell them?
Don't do it. Not unless you don't like to sleep a lot. We get up early, we stay up late. I mean, we're here at 5 a.m. every morning, and we're here till 10 o'clock at night every night as well.
So you're a master of ribs as well, if I would understand. Now, so do you cook to temperature? Do you cook to feel? How does that work for you?
Well, we've been doing it for so long here now, we just do it on a time base. But originally it used to be done on feel, but we've got it down to a science. We've got them on the smoker now, but we'll smoke them for 3 hours. We take them off the smoker after 3 hours. We'll wrap them in foil with our secret ingredients. We smoke them for another hour, and then they come out and they're ready to serve. All
right, so on your menu, what is your favorite item?
My favorite item on the menu are the Brie Po' Boys, one of my favorites, or any of our burgers. I'm a big burger guy.
Not to get off topic, but he just opened Elwood Shells in Midtown, and I had the hollandaise with the Brie. Oh,
on the brunch menu.
Oh man, it was insane.
That's
It was
my
awesome.
favorite thing.
Yeah, it was very, very good. All right, so I understand you got some stuff on the smoker you want to show us.
Yeah, sure. Let me get it open for you. Let me evacuate it and get some smoke out of the smoker. On this particular shelf, this is a rotisserie smoker. We have our half barbecue chickens and our ribs for the day. We put everything on, and we try to serve everything at the lunchtime. We want it to come off about that time. It's 10 o'clock now. Most of the stuff will come off in the next 2 hours.
So how long would it take to figure out exactly how much quantity to do for a lunch crowd? I mean, I'm sure that's got to be insanely difficult to figure out.
We've got it down to a science now, but we know that we need to cook 4 cases of wings today for the day. We only want to try to cook for the day. The goal for us is not to run out, but hopefully we do. So get as close as we can in the day, so we're always serving a fresh product. This is our Jamaican jerk wings that we cook. We'll marinate these for 24 hours, and we'll smoke them at 225 for 3 hours. We'll also coat them with our jerk chicken wing seasoning that we have. We actually use that seasoning on our pork, our chicken. The chicken breasts on the bottom are our smoked chicken breasts that we'll use for our chicken Philly, our chicken quesadillas, you name it, all wonderful. You've got our pork shoulders, which we use an 18 to 22 pound pork shoulder, half barbecue chicken, and we've got one of our beef briskets hiding over here in the corner. We've also got our 2 1/4 membrane off ribs that we use that are excellent product.
Yep.
All right, this is one of our shoulders we took off, and you can tell that it's ready to serve. Our goal for us is for it to have it come off the smoker right at lunchtime. It's about 10:30 right now, and we'll be taking these off and pulling them to order.
I see you got burned barbecue fingers.
Oh yeah, a little bit. I burned them off years ago. But if you want to try a nice little taste of something.
Oh, absolutely.
1,000 degrees.
Hot, hot, hot. So good.
These are the ribs that we serve in the restaurant. Each rack of ribs weighs 2 1/4 pounds, and the membrane is off of it. Some people like to leave the membrane on. I'm a believer in taking the membrane off myself. After this is smoked for 3 hours, and then we're about to take it and wrap it in foil, and we'll take our barbecue sauce, apple cider vinegar, guava puree, coarse ground garlic, coarse ground onion, and baste it with it, put it back on the smoker for an hour. And after an hour, it'll be a total of 4 hours cooking time, and it'll be ready to serve, fall off the bone tender. This is our new menu item at the Shack. This is our smoked prime rib, or smoked Angus prime rib ribeye. I took an 18-pound certified Angus ribeye loin, and we brined it for 24 hours. I took 2 cups sea salt, 2 cups of our brisket seasoning, and 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, boiled it, stopped the cooking process, added ice to it, and then brined this for 24 hours. We took our brisket seasoning or our beef seasoning this morning, we seasoned it, and then we smoked it at 5 hours at 225 degrees. We refrigerate it to let it firm and not lose any moisture and dry out, and then we slice it paper thin.
This is absolutely fantastic, and I wish you could smell this. They've got some sliced over here. He's going to grab a handful for me. And so this is the most fantastic beef. Are you rolling? Good, because I mean we're barbarians here. We eat out of our hands and everything, but I mean this is probably the best piece of meat I've had in a long, long time.
The key for this beef and this product is the brining process. Whenever you take the apple cider vinegar and the salt, it basically opens up the pores of the meat and allows it to, the seasonings and the dance and come through. It makes all the difference in the world. If you skip that process, you won't get the same product.
I have no words.
Because we use a convection smoker. This old hickory pit is basically a giant convection oven, so it's going to shorten your cook time a little bit. If you're cooking on a traditional smoker with no convection, you probably have to add 2 more hours cook time to it.
Gotcha. These are great tips for the backyard barbecue guy, which is our audience, and those tips and tricks. Thanks for sharing a lot of these with us, because these guys are trying to figure out how to make their best barbecue at home.
Yeah, without a doubt, my pleasure. Anybody, I'm glad. I'll share my recipes and my cooking techniques with anybody. I just want to see them do it every day, 7 days a week.
I bet. Maybe they come in here and work for you. They can have the recipes if they'll spend 7 days in the hole, right?
Right.
All right. Now we're in the back of the house. This is the business end of this old hickory right here, and Tim's going to tell you a little bit about how he runs this thing.
This is an old hickory rotisserie smoker. All the big names in competition barbecues is what they use to cook with, but we use 2 different woods. We use hickory and we use pecan. You get a lot of strong flavor from the hickory, but the pecan gives you a nice sweetness and a nice balance. A lot of people make a mistake of using too much wood in their cooking process and overpowering the meat when they cook it. This is only a flavor additive. It's not the primary heat source for maintaining it. Of course, he just turned it off. But that's the key to it, and we'll only use 2 or 3 sticks at a time, and we constantly keep it fed all day long.
That's awesome. Incredible. My wife said stop saying awesome, so that's fantastic. As you can see, Tim has hooked us up with a little something to eat here. We've got his Jamaican wings with a nice little pineapple on the side there, his ribs, that smoked prime rib sandwich, which looks delicious, and a pulled pork sandwich. So we're going to start with this prime rib because I haven't had it yet. He's got his au jus. Man, I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful. It's smoky, tangy. It's got that little horseradish bite to it. The cheese, it's just excellent. That's a fabulous sandwich. This is a hard, dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. I've got to try these ribs. So my measure of a rib is how easily it comes apart. Now I don't know if you can see that or not, but that just fell right off the bone. So moist, so tender. Fell right off. Just love that rub on the outside of that smoke flavor. Delicious. Okay, so these are the Jamaican wings, and I've had these before. They're terrific. I like to snap them apart. I start here. Got that great smoke flavor, that Jamaican seasoning. I mean, you don't have to put anything on any of this stuff. It's just ready to go. It's delicious. Now this is the pulled pork sandwich. I'm not going to eat it because you got to come try it. My name is Keith Matilla with MemphisBestBBQ.com, and we're at Elwood Shack.